Y'all, I'm about to play a video. This is something that happened to me in the gym, and I want y'all to listen to it because I turned my recorder on. Of course, he didn't know I was recording, but I wanted to capture this conversation. And after I play the video, I'm gonna come back in with my thoughts.
It sounds like, okay, when Rich went to the gravitation pull of females, it was about female standards. It was something like, okay, what chicks be desiring, like, or what's the phallus size? You know, like, bro, every time I talk to a chick, they always tell me the same thing, the same numbers when I ask them, like, okay, what's enough for them? And I was like, what can I ask a black girl, Spinner girl, because they always tell me the same numbers. So it's like around the same gravitational pull. But like, I said, I'm gonna ask a girl right now, and I bet you'll say the same number that every other girl I ask. So I was gonna ask you, what's enough? Phallus size.
Oh, that's
an
inappropriate question.
That's why I was like, okay, maybe I should ask her, like, that means she's not. So, thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all can understand everything that just happened there, but I'm going to break it down. What Craig Mack's sake, I think it was Craig Mack, I like to break it down, break it, forsake it. I'm sitting at the gym, working out. I'm probably the only black woman in there, or one of less than a handful at that particular moment in time. Now, there are black women that come to the gym, but it's just on this particular night, it's just me. And this BXY comes up to me, and as you can see, he either is nervous or has a speech impediment or something, because I didn't even understand what he was talking about. That's why when he finished his little whatever that was, I said, what's enough? He was asking me, he was telling me that he and his friends who were there were saying that black women always say they want a certain penis size. And he was asking me, what is enough of a penis size for a black woman? And I really would, you know, of course, hindsight is 20/20, but I really should have went in my Jay from the UK bag and be like, oh, are you really asking me that? Oh, that's so rude. Did you grow up with your father? Now, Jay wouldn't say that did you grow up with your father part, but after I was like ranting about it to my girlfriends, I was like, I bet you he did not grow up in a household with his father. No man who was raised by a father in the house would ask a woman something like that. And I was telling, you know, my cousin, I said, I'm mad that I even look like you would be comfortable coming up to me asking me something like that. Okay, so y'all already know, first of all, I don't date in Blackistan. Been there, done that, got trauma to show for it. I don't date black men anymore. But even when I did, he would not have been an option for me. First of all, he was way younger than me. He was, I'm sure he was in his 20s, you know. He was not very tall. Really, aesthetics don't matter. He black, period. I don't care if he got a Oxford degree. He ain't my type, okay? But if I was dating black men, he wouldn't be it aesthetically. I don't know what his money looking like, but if his speech is any indicator of what kind of money he makes, I'm gonna assume that's not gonna be lucrative for me to date him. And of course, I can't say that to him like, sweetie, I don't date black men, so I don't, y'all size ain't important to me remotely. The size of your bank account is what's important to me. I didn't say any of that because I don't even like talking to them. I don't like talking to them. If I'm not related to them, if I don't know them in some way, if I'm not absolutely sure that I'm safe and ain't nothing gonna pop off, I don't talk to black men I don't know. I try my best not to. You know, don't get me wrong. If I'm somewhere and, you know, I was at the store earlier. I was at a gourmet grocery store, and it was a black guy working produce, and I've got this thing for grapes lately, and I was talking to him because he was the person that worked there. You know, he was in his work position. I felt comfortable talking to him, but I'm not going to just be out and about in these streets talking to random black men because they too unpredictable. You know what I mean? You just don't know what you're going to get. But one of my sores, she was an old head on our yard. She had this saying that she got from her grandmother, and I don't cuss her. Y'all put the, you know, words in there. She said, niggas ain't got nothing but DICK and bubblegum, and they fresh out of bubblegum. And baby, truer words. That's what priorities just all wrong. That's what you come up to a woman and ask her at the gym is how much is enough. Like, where are your priorities? What is your bank account looking like? What are your morals and ethics looking like? Are you honest? Do you have integrity? That's what I care about. What's your bank account looking like? Do you want a traditional wife? Are you a protector provider? Those are more pertinent questions. But that question reifies what they're interested in. And they're interested in giving you some peen. That's all they're interested in. They're not interested in any of those other things. Y'all, I was at an event yesterday and I flirted with, I think, 2 different non-black men. Now, they were older. Y'all know me. I'm older and I like a big age gap. I like older men. So I have never in my life had a non-black man come up to me and ask me nothing crazy like that. Like, what in the black Jesus? What is wrong with y'all? What is going on in the world that you think it's okay to come up to a woman and ask her something like that at a gym? This ain't like we was at a strip club and I'm, you know, making it rain or something, or, you know, we at a dance club even, and I'm, you know, what? That's what they're worried about. Is their penis big enough for a black woman? And he said black and Hispanic woman. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I should have said, how light is light enough? What do you mean? What, or how light does a girl have to be for you to be interested in her? And y'all, this man was darker than me. Y'all that know what I look like know that I'm a dark-skinned black woman. I know some of y'all going, no, you're not dark-skinned, you're brown-skinned. But by American standards, not African standards, I'm considered dark-skinned, okay? And that's the only reason I didn't show that video to y'all, because I end up showing my face in it. And that's why I just put a picture over it, you know. But I'm just like, I sent that video to so many different friends, like, can y'all believe this? And one of my girlfriends was like, Fluffy Flirt, she was like, someone just asked you this in the gym? And I'm like, yes, girl. And y'all, let me tell y'all how this happened. I'm listening to Chrissy's live that she just did, and I'm loving it. I'm listening like, yeah, girl, yeah. You know, I'm not saying that out loud, of course, but I'm thinking that in my head, like, Chrissy always on point, always giving the girls what they need. You know what I mean? And here come this man coming up to me, stumbling and fumbling over his words. When he said phallus, I thought he was meaning fallacy, about an argument or something. I didn't know he was talking about penis size. So this one, he was like, you know, oh, me and my friends were, you know, talking about what size is big enough for, you know, a phallus. And I was like, well, there's a black girl right there, I'll go ask her. And then he comes up and asks me, and I'm just looking at him like, is you serious? Like, and this is why I say, you know, when women are uncomfortable around men and them being predators, that is something, you know, I was like, I really should have said something to the gym about sexual harassment, because that is absolutely inappropriate. You know what I mean? And I didn't say anything because, yeah, y'all know they're unpredictable. You know what I mean? I go to the gym every day. I don't want no smoke, so I didn't say nothing. But this is what happens to black women all the time. You get disrespected by them, and you have to just deal with it because you don't want no smoke from them. You know, you don't want to go through all the trouble of reporting it and all that kind of stuff. That was just so inappropriate. And it just, to me, lets you know what black women are dealing with that decide to date black men. You know, to me, the one, if you ain't already married to one by the time you come to the investing in yourself party, baby, what are you waiting on? If you're not already married to a black man, I do not understand still dating them, knowing what you know. If you're listening to my content and you are not married to a black man, but you date them, please, I don't understand your brain. I don't understand how you can have that kind of cognitive dissonance to see that they do not want black women. And if they do want black women, they don't want ones that look like the average black woman. They hate children that look like them. They want all their kids to be light-skinned with naturally curly hair. You know, and even those women, when they do marry, their preferences, it's not like they get over in mainstream culture and start acting right. They bring the same trauma, same unhealing to those women. Those women get the same Tyrone. And so, you know, you have these black women, like I had an event today with some black women who do date black men. Two of them, half of them were married to black men. The other two of us were child-free and single. And, you know, one of them was new to town, and she was like, well, you know, asking me what did I do socially. Now, y'all, I'm leveled up. Like, there's just certain things I don't do. I don't typically go out in public without makeup on. If I'm going somewhere like important, I really try to look my best when I'm out. You know what I mean? When I'm going to work, I'm looking cute. I got on full face of makeup. I'm dressed up. You know, when I'm going to events, I'm dressed up. I got on makeup, even if I got to do it in the car, in a rush, whatever. I'm not going out with no slides on or no Crocs on and some jeans, or some cut up jeans. That's not me. That's not my aesthetic. It used to be until I decided I wanted to date outside of Katkreateskontent. And now I gotta look like where I want to be. And I look like I want to be married to a man who can take care of me. So I need to look like that. Now, of course, what I feel like is holding me back is my weight. I'm not there where I want to be. So when she was asking me this, you know, I was telling her, oh, you know, I curate events for, you know, black women who are like-minded. We do all kind of things. And she was asking me, you know, well, what did you do last night? And I was telling her about what me and my friend did last night. And I was telling her I went to the Beyonce concert last week. But the stuff that I was saying, she definitely seemed like a SJW, because I heard her mention slavery. I heard her, it's just the stuff she was talking about. I was thinking, oh, girl, yeah, we ain't gonna be hanging out. Like, I'm not SJW, and I'm not trying to talk about no slavery, no ancestors, no. Guess what? My ancestors are alive. They alive and well. You know what I mean? I got aunties in their 70s and 80s, and I love them. Those are my ancestors. I'm not sitting here trying to worry about what happened 400 years ago, 300 years ago, using that as an excuse as to why I'm not gonna date out and why the world is messed up and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So, you know, when I was telling her the kind of stuff that I like to do, I knew it wasn't her cup of tea, but my point is her aesthetic. You know, from what I could tell, she couldn't pull a non-black man anyway. She didn't have on any makeup. She was not an unattractive woman, but she just had that, you know, I don't know why I'm not married yet, but then the aesthetic is just like, girl, you ain't put on no makeup, you ain't put on no heels, girl, what? You know what I mean? Like, it just kills me when black women can't figure out why they're not married yet, but they're, you know, overweight, or they're not trying with their look, they're not working out, they're not doing a lot of stuff, and then, you know, where the good men at? Girl, they here, they don't want you. If I hear one more black woman complain about some men not being here, like, oh, there's no good men here. No, sweetie, there are good men here. They just don't want you. And the difference is, I feel like I can say that about myself and be honest. I am learning, y'all, the hard way that people are not accountable. And it's not just BXYs are not accountable. I'm learning there are black women who are not accountable. You can bring something to a black woman's attention that she has done that is wrong, and instead of her just saying, you know, this is wrong, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have did that, she will stand 10 toes down in her wrongness and just lie and make up excuses. Like, you can't be serious. You're going out in public looking like, you know, just plain Jane, no makeup, not even no lip gloss, nothing, and then talking about, well, where the jig is at? You know, like, why I'm not married? And it's like, girl, like, or, you know, if you are going outside and you looking, and this is a college educated woman, y'all, it's like, if you are going outside and you looking plain, don't be surprised. I've had friends do that too. They'll go outside, they over 200 pounds, not looking their best, not putting on their best effort, and get basically a bummy type dude coming up to them, hitting on them, and be, you know, like, girl, what I look like? Why would he think I would find him attractive? And it's like, girl, you got on Crocs and socks and shoes and a t-shirt. Like, your hair ain't combed, you ain't got on no makeup. He probably, you know what I mean? You don't look high maintenance. You don't look like, don't deign to come up to me. Even when I was just at the gym, I still had on makeup because I've been out and about today. You know what I mean? So it's just, what they offer, in my opinion, is peen, and what comes with that peen is single motherhood, poverty, trauma, domestic violence, being preyed upon, taking care of them, hypogamy, the list goes on. If you get pregnant by one of them and you're not married to them, baby, the chances of you being a single mother and ending up impoverished is so high, I don't even know. If somebody told you out of every plane trip you took, it was a chance, it was a 70% or 60 to 70% chance the plane was going to crash, would you still get on that plane? Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. But in Blackistan, 60 to, I think it's actually more than that. I think about 80% of black people grow up in parents without, in households without fathers. And yet we will still go raw. We will still have unprotected sex. We will still compete to try to be a chick for one of these dudes. And when I say a chick, I'm not saying a married chick. I'm saying they competing with other girls to share community peen. Yesterday I was talking to Jay from the UK, and we were talking, she was saying something about getting an ancestry test. And I literally, this fool just ran a red light and it's a ambulance, fire truck going by. She was saying something about getting an ancestry test, and I said something like, girl, I already know my ancestry. My mama got a test. We're Nigerian. You know what I mean? That's what our background is. She said, well, you're looking at it from your mom's side, but what about your dad's side? Do y'all know me and a friend I was with both laughed because we both grew up without fathers, both grew up without our biological fathers. And I was like, oh, I forgot I had a father. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I literally was just like, oh yeah, those exist. Like, because we grow up without them. We don't, y'all, I told y'all this before. I met my father 5 years ago. This man lives 10 minutes up the street. We live in the same city, 10 minutes up the street, and I haven't seen him in years. It's like, well, my mama wasn't lying when I was growing up when she said he don't want to have nothing to do with you. You know, he had other kids and he was around to raise them, but for whatever reason, you know, when a man leaves a woman, he also leaves the kids he had with that woman. You know what I mean? But that's what Blackistan grows up in. Women who grow up, boys who grow up, and they do not know their fathers. You forget you have a father. You forget that their DNA is contributing to you too. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So anyway, y'all, I just want to come in and say that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below about all this.